What's up, everyone? Happy Friday. My goodness, let's do that one more time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I was supposed to turn the music down. Let me do that very quickly. Here we go. There we go. Hi everyone. Welcome. Okay, last time. One more time. We're live. We're live. Too bad I almost dropped my water, but this is the kind of Friday we're at. Happy Friday, friends. Welcome. For those who don't know me, my name is Corey Weathers. This is Corey Code's Forge Edition. Yeah? Hit the trumpet. We are live. We are here. We are writing code with you all. I'm super excited to be with you. It's been a crazy week. A really busy week. It's actually been a crazy frenetic day here in the Weathers household. I'm just turning my ringer off because my kiddos are back in school, thank goodness, and we're figuring out all the things so that we can make sure that they're good. But I'm super excited to be with you. I was supposed to be with you yesterday, and we had a bit of a slight delay. I had a little bit of a high priority thing come up at work. Came in super time sensitive. We had to get it done, had to put some attention to it. And so now that we've mostly gotten that done, I get the opportunity to come and hang out with you all, developers in the community who are just doing some fantastic things. Yeah. I know. I'm excited to be with y'all today. So, what are we doing? I started to stream a long time back, really to just connect with other developers. And a few days ago, we started together on a path down all things Atlassian Forge. Now, for those who don't know me, I have the privilege and distinct pleasure of being a member of the Atlassian Forge developer experience team. Our team is very much focused on all things DevRel for Forge. And so a few days ago, we started a conversation where we explored some of what Forge can do. There's a fantastic stream that happens on Fridays called Forge Fridays. God, don't quote me on the time. I'm going to get it wrong, but I didn't want to compete with them. So I said, oh, we're going to stream on Wednesday and everything's going to go great. And then guess what happened? We streamed on Wednesday and everything did not go great. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it did not happen. So we were meant to come on back. Yesterday and share a little bit more. And some stuff went wrong yesterday as well. So I'm back today. Today we're going to recap a little bit of the code that we were writing. Today we're going to probably start from scratch. I have an hour with you. I literally have to leave at the top of the hour. And the reason why is I have a couple of important meetings coming up this afternoon. So I'm only going to be here until the top of the next hour. But I'm excited to be able to hang with you all. Now, for those of you who may be watching in chat, if this is your first time, please don't be shy. Definitely say hi. We keep this as interactive and engaging as possible. Yeah? Yeah, friends. I also like to celebrate wins of the week. So, you know, I'm a very kind of spiritual guy, right? Every time we get the chance to wake up, we get the opportunity to live yet another day. I'm always finding something positive about the day. This morning, I had the chance to make a pasta alfredo with my kids, and that gave us a ton of joy, some fantastic memories this morning, and a few other things. So I'm calling that a part of my wins of the week. If you all have a win of the week, developer, tech, or otherwise, you are more than welcome to drop that into the chat. We're live today. We are on YouTube, we are on LinkedIn, and we are on Twitch, I think. I think I set it up. But with that being the case, I'm just excited to hang with you all. So we're gonna get this done. My mic is a little low, so I'm gonna bump that up just a bit. And I'm gonna hope that, yep. Okay, there we go. Now everything's doing what it's supposed to do. So yeah, we are going to hang out just a fair bit and go write some code. Let me set up some scenes here behind the scenes. You may see me stop at about midway through the hour just to pay some bills. You know, paying some bills is very much giving a shout out to all things Atlassian and some of the fantastic things we're doing. So you may see me stop at like the midway point of the hour just to get that done. And then there was one other thing I was going to mention. I swear, my memory. Welcome to Fridays. It's already 5 o'clock in my head. It's already 5 o'clock in my head. Anyways, okay, friends, let me change scenes here. I am going to get us set up. I was talking about Forge a couple of days ago. I don't know how many of you know what Atlassian Forge is. Let me actually just go see how we talk about it on the website, because that's actually a really good idea. Because I have no idea how we actually talk about it on the website. Hold on. Atlassian.com. Okay. And if I come here and I just take a look and I go, oh yeah, I was already logged in because I was creating a bunch of things. Okay, let me just see if Forge is on the website. Go. Yeah, see, we got a bunch of stuff here. Oh yeah, it's going to be free through the end of December, and then we have some other things we're doing. Okay, let me see if it's on the developer site. developer.atlassian.com/platform/Forge. Now, I actually know this off the top of my head, which is actually quite funny. Yeah, so if you've never heard of Forge, it is Atlassian's serverless app platform so that you can build applications that can be used to extend Atlassian products. So serverless app platform, what does that mean? You write a bunch of code, you host it with us. We take care of things like scalability, we take care of things like security, we take care of things like reliability, right? So serverless app platform, right? What we've come to expect. Designed to build secure, reliable, scalable apps, but I also added that can be used to extend Atlassian products. So let's assume that you wanted to build a plugin or an add-on to your Jira experience. You know, many developers have experienced Jira in one way, shape, or form, and they've wanted to do more or get more out of it. Let's assume you wanted to do that. You could do that with Forge. Let me take a sip of water. And I just got started here, right? So I pulled this up as my thing. Let me get this over into the chat so that folks can see it. Oh, I should have mentioned, if I drop something in chat, it'll show up on Twitch and YouTube, not LinkedIn. Let's keep that in mind for our friends watching from LinkedIn. So I talked about you being able to do this. This tells you really clearly, like, all the things that you can do with the various Atlassian apps. And a lot of folks don't realize there are so many other Atlassian apps. It's not just Jira. You know, Confluence, obviously, you know, you can do documentation and things of the such. Compass. I actually didn't start using Compass until I joined Atlassian. Bitbucket, you know, a way to store your code, right? Very similar to GitHub here. Jira Service Management, I've known from before. And then Rovo Dev, which is one of our newest products for folks who want to build AI agents. If you want to work with AI, this is your opportunity to do that. Yeah. We've got a friend joining here on Twitch who says, hey, first timer here, Corey, great to see you. Got a win of the week that their contract, so they've been doing a contract to hire position, is going to convert to a full-time position. Yeah? One more time. Congratulations. It's great to have you here, Vinny. And congratulations on that fantastic update. What an amazing way to end the week and great way to go celebrate, yeah? So don't spend too much money, but go have a little bit of fun, yeah? I love that for you. Thank you for sharing that win of the week. If you all are watching, you have wins of the week, don't hesitate to drop them. Also, you know, family friendly. Let's keep this family friendly. I do this for work, you know? Thank you. But yeah, you can do so many things with Forge. And I, like many folks who've watched me in years past on the stream, you've seen me write a bunch of code in C# and .NET. One of the things that I've been exploring is building Forge applications with multiple languages, because Forge is built as it's a serverless app platform. It runs on top of Node, right? So built with JavaScript. You can have a UI on top of it, right? Whether you use Forge's UI components or your own UI components, but the Forge UI components are built with on top of React, so very familiar syntax, right? If you're a JavaScript developer and you've done a ton with React or you've done a little bit with Node, you'll feel very comfortable right at home. So one of the things I was thinking was, ooh, well, what does this mean for the non-JavaScript developer? So I've been exploring this a little bit in my time at Atlassian just to see sort of what's possible. Now, again, if you were with us a few days ago, you would have seen that we started following where is it? No, it wasn't that. Here it goes. Yeah, we started following one of the getting starteds. I'm on the Windows environment. Let me make this just a touch bigger, as my friend Layla would say. Yeah, we started building out this environment. We did the whole thing. So just a quick recap. To get started building with Forge, you have to install the Forge CLI. I did that on Windows. Very simple. You need Node. From Node, you install a package. From that package, you do you use the templates to create a local project, right? So this is exactly what we did. And then from there, once you install the CLI, you have to log in, right, with an Atlassian API. And there's a very specific link. You know, I think you all saw me create my API token here live on stream. There's a bunch that Atlassian has done to protect you from sharing those tokens publicly. But this has been absolutely fantastic, right? So we got that done. We use that API token to log in on the Forge CLI using this command Forge login. And then I didn't do this. I should have probably set this. I'm not going to lie. I should have probably set this. I may do this because I'll tell you why in a little bit. You'll see why. Then from there, we said, ooh, let's do a Jira Hello World app. And as we did that, we truly just started walking through the steps. So we created a cloud developer site. And this is a site that, you know, if you create your own account, you'll get a free cloud developer environment, free to you forever, right? So if I go to this page, here it is right here. They tell you, hey, this is the cloud developer bundle. You get free 5 Confluence users, free Jira software users, 1 Jira service management agent, up to 250 gigs of storage with advanced permissions. And it tells you this access to these standard versions is free forever. So I quite like that. I quite like that a lot. I love that it's just very straightforward. Let me close this out. We have so many tabs open. Let me close that. I'm going to keep that one open. I'm going to close that, and I'm going to close that. Okay. So we've got this done, and then we created an app. I'll show you this app because I broke something. I'm very sure I did. We created an app. We walked the steps, did the Jira issue panel. I'll explain to you what these files are in 2 seconds when I open up the code. Should have changed the panel title. I don't know if we did. We'll find out. Then install the app to our cloud environment that we would have just created. So there's a bunch here, right? Instead of me describing what we did, let me actually just show it to you. So I'm going to open up Visual Studio Code. And while I do that, I want to say a quick shout out to our friend Marcus Voice Coder hanging out with us on Twitch. I just saw Marcus Voice Coder said they managed to build something this week. I'm going to open that up. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. Oh, you know what? I was troubleshooting something. Let me get a new window. Hold on 1 second. And then let me open a folder. Yeah, yeah, I want to use that one. Okay, and I'm gonna leave both of these up, and then let me go to Docker very quickly because my power went out, and when I restarted Docker didn't come up. So let me make sure Docker's running. Then I want to take a look at Marcus Voice Coder's application that they've built. Ooh, this looks really fun. Oh, I love this. Marcus, can I show this on screen? Can I, do you mind if I share this on stream? This is really fun. This looks like it's built with Blazor. Oh, I love this. Oh, this is so cool. I'm sorry. Let me just pull this up. So, some of y'all have, if you were watching earlier, you heard me mention that I am a .NET developer. You know, I've streamed a lot in .NET, and I'll be doing some .NET here on these streams as well when we do some Forge development. Not a lot, but Marcus has been a member of our community for I don't know how long. I think, Marcus, you've been with us for a really long time, at least watching and engaging and hanging out in the chat with us for some time. And Marcus built this application that you all are looking at. It is a Blazor application, and it looks like it's a progressive web app that is running on top of Azure Static Web Apps. And you said you built it all with Beast Mode. With Beast Mode inside of what you call it, either Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio. And look at this. You've got all the links here. It's a really nice, basic, simple UI. You can tell by the colors. Or at least I've been doing a lot of .NET, so I can tell. But I love this. This is cute. This is really cute. This is cute. And then I love that you've made it sort of just very straightforward. This is really, really, really cool. It's amazing. Just an amazing, amazing shout out. And what many don't know is that Marcus codes by voice. So Marcus's name on Twitch is Marcus Voice Coder. So all of this was built by, yeah, it's just that with Visual Studio Code and all by voice. I think this is so cool. Wait, did you just update? Okay, yeah. And then you updated the weather component, right? So all of these are components. This is a fantastic. I love this. I love this, love this, love this. Shout out to this amazing work. Listen, if y'all are building some really cool things, please feel free to share them as well. I got to find a way to make that safe to do so that folks don't feel like they're dropping, stuff just directly into Twitch that could be, harmful and malicious. We'll find a way to do that safely. But I love celebrating the work that other people are doing. So yeah, let's do that. Let's drop the trumpet. Let's cheer. Let's give it a round of applause. Fantastic. Marcus, I'm just going to ask really quickly, and then I'm going to run back over to All Things Forge. Are you open sourcing this code? Will you be able to share the code for this? Can we drop the GitHub, or would you be comfortable? It's okay if you're not. I'm just asking. But I think this is really cool. And I appreciate that AI can speed us up. I was hoping that AI would speed us up on Wednesday. When it did not, well, you'll see. You'll see. Okay, so we created the application. I told y'all I was going to open up Visual Studio Code. Let me just walk through what happened. Okay. So here's which one should I use? I'm going to use this one. Yeah, I'm going to use this one. But I can't use this completely. So it'll make sense. 2 seconds. Let me explain to you what you're looking at. So I installed the Forge CLI. When I installed the Forge CLI, you do something called Forge Create. When you're on Forge Create, it gives you a number of prompts that you can use to create your Forge application. Now, do you need that by default? No, you can probably, replicate a fair bit of this. Like, this is just a package JSON, as you would expect in Node.js. You need to make sure you have the right packages. Yes, right? So these are the packages that you would need. Obviously, the linter is important as well. You would need to make sure that you have something called the manifest.yaml. This file is crucial. This is what describes your application right? Your Forge application to Atlassian. So getting this and the syntax in here right is spot on. And it usually is provided for you when you run Forge Create. It was for me, all right? Agents.md was new to me. Now, it may not be new to others, but it was new to me. And I'll probably, let me zoom in just a little. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So this one is one that's actually really effective for when you are using agents. And I quite like all of the things that they've put in here. There's some really good things in here. So yeah, I say this all to say you could recreate this. I didn't. Now, here's the deal. So we went in here. This is like the stuff that describes your app. This and all the stuff that's in source actually is your app. Okay. So if we start from index.js, this exports handler from resolvers. Your app comes with a number of resolvers. Those resolvers come with a number of methods. So here is where you define methods that you want your Forge application to be able to run. And again, remember I mentioned earlier, every Forge application comes with a UI. So you can use your own UI, or you can use, well, I said many Forge applications come with their own UI. They don't all have to have a UI. So you can use the Forge UI kit, or you can bring your own, right? And so here, just out of the box, you get a method that's called getText, right? And then from getText, all it does is just console log your text and then return hello world. Nothing special. Then it gets the definitions, right? And that's it. That's all the handler does, okay? Then, if you look back at the manifest, it tells you the main thing to call is this right here. Source frontend index.jsx. Source frontend index.jsx. This is the thing that renders your UI. Okay, so all of this, where you see the app definition, where you see, and this should look, if you're a React developer, this should look very familiar to you. You see all of this around how we use state, around how we then pull data in and store that data, and then we're just returning just a basic panel. Nothing special. This, again, for Forge specifically, but it shouldn't feel too unfamiliar, okay? Then from there, we should be able to build. Now, here's the deal. I said, in my genius wisdom, did you know Forge has an MCP server? Forge has an MCP server. I don't know how many people know this. So what you're looking at now is code that I was using to troubleshoot what went wrong on Wednesday. But on Wednesday, I was like, ooh, Forge has an MCP server. Let's give it some things to try to do. So all of these commands that you see above my head are exactly what I told Forge to do. Now let me just pull this over, just so you see. All right. So I said, create a Jira Issues panel app that can tell me a funny joke that using my current project, right? Because I had already had the same code base there. I was like, let's see if the MCP server can do this. Use the Forge MCP tools to ensure the solution is based on the latest Forge documentation, right? Because I wanted it to be up to date. Man, it kind of went well. Let me tell you where it broke. And we're going to actually do some of this now, okay? So if you were to follow the instructions tell you very clearly that you should be able to deploy your app and install your app, right? And what this does, this is what actually makes your app usable. In fact, we say the same right here. To use your app, it must be installed onto an Atlassian site. So once we've logged in the CLI, we do Forge deploy. That builds, compiles, and deploys the code into the environment, okay? Then Forge install actually installs it onto an Atlassian site. This is where you actually do need specific API access if you're doing things with APIs. Different discussion for a different day. So I was like, Forge deploy, Forge install, bam, boom, bomb, done. Watch what happened. Watch what happened. Forge deploy. Okay. I don't think I changed anything since, either. And you can see what's, it's running the linter, and there were no issues found, and we're deploying it to development and packaging up the app files. Now we're uploading an app, validating the manifest, snapshotting the functions, deploying to an environment. Okay, so now it says it's deployed, and then it says the version of this app that was just deployed is eligible for the runs on Atlassian program. Okay, so I'm going to be really honest. I don't know if y'all heard that because the thing went off in my ear. I've seen this many times. I've never actually read this page. I'm not going to lie. I probably should as an employee of Atlassian. We're not going to read it today. Okay. We're just not going to read it today. Oh, I just saw I missed the comment. Oh, our friend Danny Thompson is in the house. Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Danny says, the Forge deploy and install threw me off when following the docs because instinctually, I'd imagine installing anything before deploying it. Yeah, cognitively, I think I would like to see Forge build, then Forge deploy, instead of Forge install. That's how I think of it, right? Like build, which would then do the compilation and packaging, right? And then deploy, which would actually push it out onto the site. That's how I think of it. I don't know, but I haven't been at Atlassian long enough to know why they came up with deploy and install. There's probably something to it. Well, I can find out. We'll see. Cross fingers. Let me do the Forge install now. If only I can type. Hold on 1 second. Forge install. Now, I'm gonna put this flag here, upgrade, and y'all probably can't see that. So let me just make that a little bit bigger. Okay, so you see you see right there, I put Forge install upgrade. And the reason why I put upgrade, you don't always have to, but I did because I already have a version of this application installed on my Atlassian site. So if I were to try to do this without the upgrade flag, it would fail. So this is going to try to now push an upgrade onto the site. Now let's see what happens. Okay, that didn't do what I expected it to. Now it's come. Okay, here we go. To upgrade, yeah, that's fine. We're on the development environment inside of CorielWeathers.Atlassian.net. That is the site that we actually set up. Let's do this. Sure. Let's upgrade. Yeah, you're about to install a development app to a production site. If you intend to test your app, we strongly recommend you deploy your app to production and install the production version instead. Now, every time I've done this in the past, this was not an issue. So I was surprised that this came up. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now it says that the app should be at the latest and on my cloud developer environment. Now, if I just go to that environment, so this is that environment right here. Now watch this. Okay, hold on. So we're just going to reload the page. This is my environment. Y'all can't get in here. I mean, you probably could try. I don't think you could actually get in. It's going to force you to authenticate, and no one else has access except for me, right? But this is my cloud developer site that I've created, and I have this space that is just for all things streaming so that when we build stuff, we can test it. And because I built an issue panel app, the way that this should work is whenever I open a Jira issue, we should be able to see something in the panel, right? We should be able to see my app in the panel, okay? That's key. I just saw I missed a question. Isn't that AI's job, right? Exactly. The AI should just take care of the this was the what you call it, runs on Atlassian thing. Yeah. Marcus asks, is there a new version of Node that's just come out? There could be. So what's interesting is my version of Node is not the same as this one. And that is part of why you'll see I have two windows open. This second window is actually running, if the eagle-eyed among you will see this, this one is running in a dev container. That dev container actually is running a version of Node that is supported. Shout out to dev containers. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this one's using 22 Bookworm Slim. All right, so it's the latest official Node 22 image, and then it's the Slim image because we're not doing anything special, right? It doesn't need to be. But when I started this one on my local Windows box. So yeah, we'll see if that makes a difference. Okay, so here we go. So now I'm going to create an issue. I'm just going to see if this works. Test 3, Friday. And I've just created a random issue. Now this is where it broke, right? So if this worked, it should have popped up over here on the issue panel. And it didn't. Isn't that fascinating? Oh, you know what? I bet you that's why. Hold on. I wonder if this is why. Let's go find out. Let me duplicate tabs. Let me go back, and I'm going to change my issue type. And this is my sample space. I don't care how many issues I create. Like, it's not going to matter. I'm going to change this to a bug. Test bug. I'm going to see if it matters. Doesn't matter. Nope. I was wrong. Yeah, my app's not showing up here. I have no idea why. So now I want to see something. I was trying to see if, because I was using the MCP server, if it would give me some good guidance on how to check. Because I know that there is such a thing as Forge logs. Let me go see what Forge logs tells me. And by the way, I didn't spend a lot of time troubleshooting this like I promised. I spent some time troubleshooting, but not a lot of time. So, we're doing this live and in real time. I'm learning with you. And we're doing it together. Okay, let me see what Forge logs allows me to do. Let me see. I'm gonna have to go hit the documentation. Okay, so we can do verbose mode. We can do containers to see the container that the app may be running in. I'm likely not going to do that. I will likely do sense. Yeah, I think I'm going to do sense. Because if we start to get this thing invoking, then we can do this. Let me double check one more thing too. Let me go Forge, logs, verbose. We'll make that the last flag. And then let's go sense. And then let's do 5 minutes. Right? And we'll see if anything comes back. Okay, so we are getting a bunch back. Now what's in here? TBD. But we've got some back. So now let me actually go take a look here at the docs and see that I did not skip a step. Because I'm, like many developers, really bad at this. It'll pick up all minor app deployments, so you don't need to run Forge install. Yep. They don't modify app permissions. Yep. Yep. We didn't talk about Forge Tunnel. Forge Tunnel is one where if you wanted to set up a tunnel to the cloud environment, you could, so that way it would run directly off of your code base. I don't need to do that for this. I just want to make sure that it's actually deploying correctly. Yeah, see, I don't see anything here that tells me. So let's go see something. Let's go see what's in the manage. Go there, sign in. I signed in with my account. So yesterday, I didn't want to dox myself. Yeah, there we go. Forge on stream. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's cool. So I can see all the app details. So in that regard, if I go take a look at environments, yep, I can see that dev is good. Oh, that's weird. There are no builds. But they can see that I've deployed. Oh, that's fascinating. What else can we say? Even though we just built it. Okay, change that to development. I wonder if it's an environment problem. Yeah, because there's no invocations in there. Let's go take a look at installations. Yeah, there's nothing there. So I wonder if I wanted to do a deployment to production environment, if that'll fix this. Let's go find out together. Not that that should, but I wonder. Let me go see. Yeah, so there's like nothing special in the verbose of the deploy. I mean, there's just a bunch of stuff that's happening. Okay, so then let me do Forge install. And let's go see what happens. Okay, so it says it's there. Wait a minute. Pause. Pause. One second. I did something wrong just now. Jira. Yep. Okay, let me go see something. Okay, So it says it's installed there. Now, if I come back here, and I go back there, and I go back there, and I come back to my space, and I create an issue, new issue. Nope, still not there. Yeah, it's still not there. That's so weird. Let me do a scrum board. That's fine. All work items. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, it's still not showing up. Those are fields, those are automations. If it were working, we would see a panel here that would tell us this is our application. So something's up. Something's up. It's not just me. Something's up. Something had to have changed recently. I gotta go ask some questions inside. I guess this is the joy of getting to work inside the company. Let me stop for a second. We've got some friends joining us. Our friend, hey, our friends Chris Funk and Surly Dever in the house. Welcome. Welcome. Surly goes, welcome, new streamer. Hello, new streamer. Welcome to Twitch. For those of you, if you want to join the conversation, so I shared this earlier. We're streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitch. If you want to join the conversation, you'll have to come onto YouTube or Twitch, because LinkedIn, we can't do two-way. So you can send messages, but I can't respond back, unfortunately, other than to say hi. It's a good thing that I'm troubleshooting this live on stream. So for those who are joining, welcome. We're building an application, a Forge application. We're troubleshooting it because it's not showing up as it should. We just built this application using AI, and I was hoping that it would have just worked. So now I'm going to go take a look at my code and just double check that things are as I expect them to be. 1 second. The linter usually catches things and it's really good, but I'm just double checking. 1 second. So this is our issue panel. Yep, main function is a resolver function. And this points to this, which points to that index.handler. So if I come in here, yep, because that's handler right there. Handler from resolvers. Here's my handler from resolvers. The handler is getting the definitions. These are the functions that I've defined. So get joke, get text, which was just there from before. And then some random jokes, right? These are, this is like just a array, nothing special. And we've got our resolver, and then we import that. Yeah, so that's fine. Let me just go back to the manifest. And then for the main source front end index.jsx, that's pointing in the right direction. Yup. I wonder if it has something to do with this. So we've got a stack that has a heading and it has some text, has some language, says click the button. Then if there is an error, display it and or, right? Put this out there. But there's the button. You click on it. Tell me the joke. That's the method that we pull in from. Where is it? There it goes, right there. Tell a joke has these right here, and then it invokes from the resolvers. There's nothing that looks crazy. Nothing that looks bad here. Let me just double check. Then it should pull up the joke with some section information that has the actual punchline. And that's the UX. Yeah, and all of this is using the Forge UX. I don't see anything, the Forge UI kit. So I don't see anything that looks wrong there. Hold on. Development. Nope, not there. User interface. Built with the UI kit. UI components. I'm just double checking the code just to be on the safe side. We're not doing anything that's specific to UI kit, like to Jira. So I think that should be a moot point. The only thing we have is the section messages, buttons, and texts, and that's it. Oh, and the heading. That doesn't do anything. We don't care about that. Let me check the stack real quick. And all the stack is just an organizer, right? And that's it. We're just pulling it from Forge. There's nothing special there. Yeah, see? Stack. Stack. That's it. Yeah, this is really weird. The space even shouldn't matter. I'll take it out, but I don't think it's gonna matter that much. And they tell you in here as well. Where is it? Okay, so I just took that out, okay? I'll also take the heading size out too, just to be on the safe side. That's fine. This is fine, because I've done this before on a button. Let me just double check the section message. Yep, that's fine. Just like I thought. Okay, so then let me come there. I think we're good. Let me do another deploy. Not forget. Forge deploy. Let's do this back in development. And let's just let that do what it does. And while it's building and compiling and all the things in the background, let me go back to the chat and say hi to our friend Chefy B in the house. Chef Prince here. Welcome. Welcome. Glad to see you, my friend. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I hope you're well. I guess it's been a while since I've seen everyone. Jeez, that's what happens when you stop streaming. I told y'all we got 10 minutes. So we have to stop right at the start of the hour because I have to do some stuff for some meetings later today. Oh, it's gonna complain. I shouldn't have did Forge install. I should have did Forge install upgrade. Oh, wait. Maybe it's not gonna complain. Hold on. Pause. It should. I think it's going to. Watch. Yeah, it should. Yup. I knew that was gonna happen. Dang it. I'm gonna change the environment though, to development. I totally knew that was gonna happen. That shouldn't have happened. Oh, I have messages coming through. Yep. That's the right environment. Yup. Okay, so he claims that it's deployed. Let's go see. Fingers crossed. Dun, 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 dun. Test me one more time. I got nothing. Oh. I'm gonna end up having to give my code to one of my coworkers and asking them if I did what I did wrong, which I'm okay with. That's how we learn, right? Because that's what we do, right? That's unfortunate. I wanted to figure this out. It's so weird. It's just absolutely weird. Let me do one more thing. I'm gonna test one more thing before I dip off, just to see if it's just me. Okay. Testing for the last time on Friday's stream. And then what I want to do, we tested a bug. That was a story. Let's do a task. And let's create that. And then let's open that thing up. Yeah, it's not there. Wait. It's not there. It's so weird. I have no idea why that's not working. I have no idea why that's not working. Okay. I'm going to have to give my code to one of my coworkers and see what they say. We're going to find out together. And then here's what's going to happen. We have a lot going on. I forgot to pay the bills at the halfway mark. So let me do something really quickly. Let me transition to this screen. Actually, let me pull chat up on screen so y'all can see. We love talking to chat. We don't necessarily like hiring people. Wait, what did he say? Surly said, if anyone hears of a job where they can get paid to troll streamers, let them know. We don't necessarily support paying people to troll streamers. Surly's a friend of the family, for those who didn't know. Very, very much a repeat viewer, someone who we enjoy having in the audience. So thank you for the trolling, and thank you for being here, Surly. Okay, I'm pulling some stuff up because I have to do this. This is me paying the bills, right? So in the background, let me pull up this. And then I need to pull up that. And then I have to do, I'm very sure I'm forgetting something. I'm like, if my teammates are watching, they're probably gonna be like, dude, you forgot. You could have said, you could have done, okay, that, and then let me pull up this. I swear, sometimes I remember when I do stream prep. Okay, and then we're gonna do one more thing. As long as this doesn't start talking.
Hey there.
I knew it was gonna do that. How crazy. Okay, and we're gonna do this. And I'm only doing it this way because the blog post that I wrote was the first one that came up. So, oh, look at that. I'm sure AI has stolen this information from my blog post. Okay, let me now share my screen back, and then let me show y'all some things so we can pay these bills. And then I really do have to go. It's 5 minutes for the top of the hour. Okay, first thing. Ready? I talked about this. We're doing a thing next week. So I know we have a number of folks watching. If you're watching from the US, and in particular the Pacific Northwest, if you're going to be out in the Seattle area, next Wednesday, Atlassian's gathering a number of folks inside and outside of the company to share what we've been up to with and for developers. Yeah? It's called Developer Day. It's called Developer Day. Let me drop this here. Now, if I were better at this, I would have had UTM things and attribution. I would have told you, if you're telling your friends, make sure to give them this link so that way I can get the credit. Just make sure you all get your friends there, right? If you have friends who you know are going to be in the area, get them there. Let them know we're doing it. It's next Wednesday. I'm sorry. I said next Wednesday. I'm lying. It's next Thursday. God, I've lost track of dates. It's next Thursday, all day in Bellevue, Washington. I'm not going to be there only because I have some obligations here at home that I need to tend to because I'm getting some work done on my place. So I will not be there. But my boss will be there. My amazing coworkers will be there. There will be some folks who work on these various Atlassian products. They will be there. I think some of our marketing team's going to be there. It's going to be a really good time. I went to the one in Dallas in September, and that was really good for me. Really good. So there's Dev Day, right? Then there's Berlin. So for our friends who are in Germany, if you are going to be in and around Berlin in the first week of December, we're doing Developer Day out there, right? Similar content. I don't think we're going to change the content too much. Our friend Chris Funk asked, is Developer Day going to be online? It's not. It is very much you have to be there. And we've been doing events all over the world, but I take your feedback, and I appreciate that feedback. We are going to continue to finish up at least this calendar year's events in person. So I think the one in Bellevue next week is the last one in person in the United States. And then the one in Berlin in December is the last one in that part of Europe for the calendar year. Chris, we heard that feedback as well. Chris said that they didn't hear about the one in the Dallas-Fort Worth area until after it happened. I heard this feedback as well from 2 other devs, and we've since passed it on to the folks who do demand gen for these things. So yes, I appreciate it. Thank you for letting us know. But yeah, I got to keep sharing it because it's my job. You know, this is how we get paid. So if you're going to be in Bellevue, make sure or Seattle, come on by. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, tell some friends, tell them come on by. If you want to come to Berlin, tell them come on by, right? Berlin is so popular that we've had to close reg. So now it's joined the wait list. It's going to be a really, really, really good day. The other thing is we've got a new page that we've been really, really leaning into on YouTube. So you'll see a bunch of content around how to build with Forge, the deep dives with Forge. My colleague Dugald is amazing, absolutely amazing. He's one of the folks who helped to build Forge. And then we've got a number of live streams we do. Some of these live streams may actually end up on YouTube. We're still figuring that out. So I say that to say, we got some stuff lined up. Make sure you go hit the subscribe button. I'm not signed in, so I can't subscribe. But make sure you go hit the subscribe button. And then the last thing, Codegeist. Oh, yeah. Okay, so one, I'm glad that this came. So yours truly wrote that blog post. Shout out to SEO. Yes? Let's clap. Let's clap. So we're launching a hackathon. Codegeist x8wr.devpost.com. So we've got 45 days left in our hackathon. The hackathon launched, I'm going to lie because I forget dates. My bad, as you just saw. But the hackathon is going until December 22nd at 1 o'clock Eastern. And that ending time is the right time. So like if you go to the page, in fact, let me just drop this in chat. If you go to the page and you look at what that time is for your time zone, that's the time. It's the absolute deadline. We've already got 1,200 participants, which is amazing to me. Like, whoa. And we're giving away up to $120,000, which I think is also really cool. So, I would love to see folks participate. Now, I'm happy to help as best as I can. Obviously, you see, I'm still learning. So whatever we can do to help get folks on board and going, please do. We've got some good categories. We've got some good prizes. We just got some fun stuff happening. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I have to check my calendar. I'm pretty sure I'm coming back next Wednesday. Tuesday we've got a holiday in the States. Monday's really busy for me, so I can't stream then. I think we'll be back Tuesday. I want to try to get a consistent time, so if it's not at 11 a.m. Eastern, it'll probably be around 1 p.m. Eastern. I have to double check because I have some meetings. But I say that to say we're going to start updating the things, right? You're going to get a little bit of, you're going to get a little bit of me writing Forge code. You're going to get a little bit of me writing .NET code. You're going to get a little bit of me pontificating on AI. And we're just going to have a bit of fun. Maybe an hour or two each time we stream. And just go and see where it goes, yeah? With that, friends, hey, listen, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm now 1 minute late to the thing that I'm supposed to be at. So we're going to very quickly wrap this thing up. If you're watching on Twitch, I said the same thing on Wednesday. We're not hopping over to another stream. Just want to make sure everyone's clear. So once we wrap this thing, we're wrapped. I want to thank you all for hanging out with us. It's I think Sheffy B is where I'm at. It's a cool but comfortable Friday. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern. That's my commitment. Next Wednesday afternoon. I'll see y'all later, friends. Ciao.